Since 1866, our church has gathered here in Rochester, and as our spiritual ancestors began their services with bell towers downtown, so we too begin in the spirit of love and justice with music. Good morning and welcome to First Unitarian Universalist Church of Rochester, here in our temporary home at Our Savior's Lutheran as we move toward breaking ground for our new church home in the coming months just across the intersection. Since 1866, we've gathered as a church in the spirit of love and justice, celebrating many sources of wisdom and many spiritual paths. Your faith, your doubts, your questions, your hopes, your identities are held here as sacred. Queer and trans folks, immigrants and refugees, all of who we are and who we are becoming are held here as sacred as well. Welcome to visitors and newcomers. We're glad you're here. You can visit the welcome table in the lobby to learn more about our church. Today there is a visitor chat at 12:15 if you'd like to learn more how to get involved, questions about our community here. There's a nursery open for young ones, activities for kids following the Time for All Ages, activity bags by the doors for any age, and you can join us after service for fellowship and conversation in the fellowship hall right next door here. You can stay connected with events listed in your order of service, and if you've noticed, if you've looked in, there's a flyer of upcoming happenings. We invite you to bring that home with you. It's old school. Put it on your fridge with a magnet, put it on a coffee table, whatever, but it helps you track the dates of important things coming up in the life of our community here. And join us Tuesday evenings for supper at 5:30 and activities and rehearsals to follow. And a special forum this Tuesday night at 7 o'clock with information on designs and timeline and more. It's a building update forum with our Building Our Future team and board. So that's this Tuesday night. Supper's at 5:30, forum at 7 o'clock here in the sanctuary. It will be recorded if you can't be here Tuesday evening to learn more about where we are in the process and design phase for our new building. And we have an update from our financial stewardship team on the pledge campaign. Jamie.
Good morning, everyone. Oh, can you hear me all right? Okay. Good morning.
Good morning.
Before I get into the updates, I just wanted to say thank you so much to everyone that has already supported the pledge drive and has already been supporting our church. We are here, we are in this building, we have Chalice Choir t-shirts because of your support. We are 100% supported by the members of our congregation, so thank you so much for that. And for those of you that are new, a lot of spiritual homes will collect offering on a weekly basis to support the church. We're a little bit different. Our offering every week goes out our doors to support other ministries in our community. So the money to support our church comes from the pledge drive, and that pledge drive is happening right now. Every spring, our board of directors sets a next year's budget based on the promise of our pledges. So we look at what we need, and then we're able to set that budget based on what we're able to receive in pledges from everyone here. And we're in the final week of our 26-27 pledge drive. So here are a few updates. Our goal is a 6% increase over this year's budget, and we are well on our way to that goal. Thank you to everyone that submitted your pledges already. When we move into our new building, we know that we're going to need a 10% increase from where we are now, so we ask you to encourage you to consider a 6%, 8%, or 10% increase as you are looking next year. Now here's the deal, everyone's favorite part, logistics. If you have made a pledge last year, but don't make one this year, that's fine. We'll just be able to keep your rate at the exact same. So if you are already making a gift to the church every month through an automatic deposit, that will continue. You don't have to update anything if you want it to stay the same. If you do want to change it for any reason, have it go down, have it go up, if you would go, we have envelopes in the foyer and you can make that commitment. If you have never made a commitment, now would be a great time to do so, as that supports our church. And then just one thing, we have a 6% increase, and we are just about halfway there to our goal. So if you haven't made your pledge yet, please do so, and thank you so much for supporting our community.
Thank you, Jamie, and thanks to all of you for supporting this flourishing community as we grow and change and find our way through this historic time. So our entire offering will go today to support Rochester Pride, which we are one of many community sponsors for this May. Thank you for your generosity. And for our Earth Day service today, we're grateful for several special elements of music and speakers and more. I'm going to let it unfold with a little bit of mystery maybe. I will say our guest speaker for today is on their way. They had a flat tire this morning coming from Minneapolis. And so we're just leaving room for the Spirit to unfold however it is. There may be an emergency sermon under the chair over there if needed, but I think all will come together. But we invite you into this space first just to take a breath and knowing that we all create church together all the time. So we'll enter our time of worship with these words from our minister in the 1870s, the Reverend Eliza Tupper Wilkes. May our faith in humanity and our message of hope and good cheer light our way. It's good to be together. In just a moment, the opening hymn for the Beauty of the Earth in your gray hymnal will call us back. But before that, I invite you to rise, embody your spirit, and greet those around you.
This morning's chalice lighting words are from James Vila Blake. Love is the spirit of this church, and service its law. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek truth in love, and to help one another.
For today's Time for All Ages, we're just going to invite the children to stay where they are, but we're going to invite the Chalice Choir to come up and sing. You know who you are, because it'll be easier for all the children to see if they're in their seats instead of sitting down there. So we're excited to listen to the Chalice Choir sing to us on Earth Day.
Everybody
Thank you, Chalice Choir. I would now invite the children up through middle school to join us out. Chantel is over there waiting for us. Austin will play the children's benediction, and you can find the lyrics in the back and side cover of your hymnal.
I invite you all to join in responsive reading number 550. We belong to the earth. This we know, the earth does not belong to us, we belong to the earth.
This we know, all things are connected, like the blood which unites one family.
All things are connected.
Whatever befalls the earth,
Befalls the sons and daughters of the earth. We did not weave the web of life, we are merely a strand in it.
whatever
We do to the web, we do to ourselves.
invite you to take a deep breath. Breathe deep the breath of life. Feel below you the earth and its ancient turning. Above you the sky, and beyond that the stars shining with their ancient light, holding you in this moment, this breath, you yourself made of earth and stars. I invite you into this time of meditation, this time of prayer. Whether you want to close your eyes and take a deep breath and center down, whether you need to fidget around a little bit or trace the letters on the cover of your hymnal or write a prayer or light a candle, whatever you need to breathe and center into this space, I invite you into this time of meditation, of prayer, first by sharing silence together. Spirit of life and love, God and Gaia, to feel in our blood and bones connection to the earth and stars of which we are made, the dust and soil which holds us up and connects us far beyond what we can notice in a moment. Help us remember we are held here together by the threads of care from those that come before us, human and non-human alike, and that we too hold in our own very hands whatever threads have been entrusted to us, whatever gifts of care, of protest, of love, of possibility, of nurture, of hope. Help us to create a fabric of compassion, of care, of justice, and love that is strong enough to hold us, strong enough to hold those we don't know, so that we might be cloaked in beauty, in healing, in knowing that there is belonging and belovedness for us all. We're holding in love this day Linda Ortiz and family, whose brother, uncle to Xana and Becca, Michael Ortiz, died on Saturday, April 18th. He passed away peacefully in the hospital, surrounded by family after being diagnosed last October with ALS. Things moved quickly, but pneumonia in the end was too hard. We hold Linda and Xana and Becca and their family in love and care. I invite you to bring the names you're holding in your own heart this day in joy or sorrow, celebration or concern, and silently or aloud now in this time to speak their names. For all the names spoken and those that remain unspoken, may we be held in love and care. These words of meditation come from Gary Snyder, entitled For the Children. The rising hills, the slopes of statistics lie before us. The steep climb of everything that shouldn't be going up as we go down. And in the next century, or the one beyond that, they say, are valleys, pastures, and we can meet there in peace if we make it. To climb these coming crests, these impossible demands, one word to you and to your children. Stay together, learn the flowers, and go light. May that be so. Amen. The hymn is For the Earth Forever Turning. You can remain seated as we sing together.
Today's reading is an excerpt from Arundhati Roy, author and human rights activist in India. Our strategy should not be to confront the empire, to not only confront the empire, but to lay siege to it, to deprive it of oxygen, to shame it, to mock it. With our art, our music, our literature, our stubbornness, our joy, our brilliance, our sheer relentlessness, and our ability to tell our own stories. Stories that are different from the ones we're being brainwashed to believe. The corporate revolution will collapse if we refuse to buy what they're selling. Their ideas, their version of history, their wars, their weapons, their notion of inevitability. Remember this, we be many and they be few. They need us more than we need them. Another world is not only possible, she is on her way. Maybe many of us won't be here to greet her, but on a quiet day, if I listen very carefully, I can hear her breathing. In gratitude, we will now accept the offering.
On a quiet day, I can hear her breathing. Take a deep breath. For our sermon time today, all systems are go. And so we have a fun way we're going to start together. There's been a wonderful award-winning film going around talking about sacred outdoor space and weaving in spirituality and belonging and identity. And so we'll begin with that up here on the screen. So I invite you to shift a little bit as needed, and then some more things will come.
our class shook his hand and knew he was my professor that I was going to see 5 times a week for an hour and a half for the next 4 years.
So what I want to do is I want the intro of our documentary to say, there's some oars in this house.
Who we were to each other was teacher and student.
We do it with the beginning that is culturally relevant. There's some oars in this house and interesting.
And then that evolved into friends.
So it's like the most epic drone shot ever. Oh my god, there's 2 hot guys about to die. Like, what is this? What I have to watch. So people will be hooked by that point.
They will. This is folks. Through that friendship and through keeping in touch, I realized that he still had so much more to teach me.
My idea was that you sing a lot of stories.
For me, a mentor is someone whose life you hope to emulate.
There's some oars in this house. There's some oars.
No, you have to imagine me saying,
Whether it's their values or their child.
or.
Yes, sir. There's some oars in this house.
70% more R.
And for me, there is my mentor.
There's some oars in this house. There's some oars in this house.
That's really good, Larry. You nailed it.
You guys can make it. My name is Larry Everts, and I'm on my first whitewater river rafting expedition.
It doesn't matter. I just want the planes in the background.
Now twirl.
Where is that going? Maybe we probably are bigger than life, all of us.
You're getting all of Dean right now. And if you get his behind that, then you won't look good.
I think we all know why we're here. Why we've been asked to go with Micah. To reconnect with the journeys that we've had and the people who have been in our lives, who have been important to us. And I know that he labels me as a mentor for him. I don't even totally understand it. All I did was love this guy. And tell him it's all going to be okay.
I didn't have an unhappy childhood, but I certainly didn't have a totally free childhood where I just felt I could be whoever I wanted to be. My dad was a campus pastor, and my dad won the award for being the best Lutheran campus pastor in America. When you're the youngest child of the award-winning best Lutheran campus pastor in America, you have a lot of pressure to be the perfect pastor's kid. I thought my only options were to grow up and die of AIDS, or grow up and be a drag queen, and that's what it meant to be gay.
Every morning I wake up and still be thinking gay thoughts, and I think, well, I guess I didn't pray hard enough. And if I just prayed harder, and if I was just more faithful and more obedient and more perfect, and at some point you just think, well, God gave up on me, or I'm so horrible and sinful that even God can't redeem what I am.
So my dad, Larry, had esophageal cancer from diagnosis to death for about 3 years. My last conversation with him, I remember him saying, so what's next for you? Is it the University of Memphis? And I said, yeah, I got a full tuition scholarship. I didn't meet an openly gay adult until I went away from my hometown to college, and that first openly gay adult was Larry. He was my college choir director, so well respected in the community, living the life that everyone told me couldn't happen if I was gay. And it just was earth-shattering, and eventually allowed me to come out myself.
You just feel his pain. So we just listen to him.
Every time someone comes out openly as a gay person, we take a step forward. Every time. It's going to be scary, but it's going to move us forward. Every single time.
This is only my 3rd camping trip and my first rafting trip. I watched the video, feet up, relax back. I'll take care.
So we are on a 4-night rafting trip through Desolation Canyon. It's beautiful.
Well, I'm surprised Micah hasn't begun singing yet.
Larry Conductor, he's a badass mother trucker.
Most people sing in this group, so probably have some interesting harmonies.
He's tried many times to get me to go on these rafting trips. I wasn't sure initially why he wanted me to go with him.
Larry, on your back, legs in the air.
No, the river's running uphill here. This out, but I think Mike can help me figure this out still. if you haven't been here, I mean, it's like taking pictures of this is just silly because it's just impossible to grasp what an amazing place this is.
Never losing eyes of Larry.
These river trips with queer people are extremely special because it feels so much safer. You can be yourself. You don't have to put up an act. You don't have to hold back.
I think the reason a place like this has been in short is it's not our real world. Only in a place like this, I think, can we really just let go of these things.
Everything's happening and Michael's going, right, hard right, no, left. And I don't know, I started laughing at this. I just was battling. Adrenaline like crazy, not 1 second of fear, just adrenaline. Very fun. Everybody gotta do this. I'm hungry right now. Let's go get some lunch.
Being in nature just is always transformative. To be here with all of these people, you say goodbye to the stressors of the world.
I feel like coming out to nature, it's a safe place to go. Letting myself be free and open.
What I love is that we'll find gay men out here in nature together, and we get to feel safe and free of human judgment.
And 1, 2, 3, smile. Here we are in beautiful Desolation Canyon, presenting for your entertainment the River Rats singing.
There's a lot of obstacles in front of us. Losing jobs and losing friends. There are still people so discouraged and so despondent and so attacked. We're scared about that and broken because of that. This movement that we're seeing of anti-gay, these people, I don't know that they don't even want to see it, but they can't see it. I just keep forgetting that people are blind.
Well, who came out here at the youngest age? I was almost 22. I was 21. 27.
31.
How old?
21.
32.
Okay, so that means at minimum, we spent 21 years of our lives putting up a wall to protect ourselves. And it's just hard to break down that wall.
Being authentic is important because authenticity brings change. You have to allow yourself to be open and be okay with being broken and be okay with being uncomfortable, because from there you can then become that thing that is beautiful that we are meant to be. And that's kind of ties into the authenticity of like, don't hold yourself back, but open yourself up.
Well, our next guest is attempting a world record National Parks road trip. His mission is to honor his late father. Please welcome Micah Meyer.
Hi,
Hello.
When I launched that project, in the history of the outdoors recreation industry in America, there had never been an openly LGBTQ+ person in an outdoors ad.
I will embark on a 3-year road trip to become the youngest person to visit all 400+ units of the National Park System.
If I wanted to be successful in crowdfunding the money that it would take to pull off this parks journey, then my only hope of doing that was to go back in the closet.
Life is too short to delay your dreams.
Try to butch up my voice on radio interviews and not move my hands too much in TV interviews and like be what I thought America wanted to see of an outdoorsman.
You know? And you never, ever, ever stop coming out. Every time that you meet someone, it never goes away. You never stop.
My struggle was not knowing other gay people.
And I sent 56 letters out.
It was a long road.
And I just said, there's something I need to tell you.
Well, I can't do this anymore.
I'm still not out to my parents.
And she's like, don't tell your father, okay?
And my mom was like, whatever you do, don't tell your grandfather.
I never, ever told anyone about my story. Not a soul. No one ever asked me if I was happy. Or no one ever asked me why I was sad. Ever. Maybe that's why I'm so passionate about helping other people find the path. I didn't have a mentor. And I think it would have made my life a lot easier.
I got about a month away from running out of money and quitting. And then one day I got an Instagram message from a kid, and he said, hi, I'm 15 years old. I go to a private Baptist school in Texas. I'm not out of the closet to anyone.
There's no need anymore to go through this journey alone. I'm an advocate for everyone going through the journey. They need mentors to help them get in touch with their feelings and say the feelings are okay. But that's just a huge thing to take on.
And he said, I read about your Parks journey, and I just want to thank you because now I know when I grow up I can be ordinary. Then I found your Instagram and I see you setting world records, and now I know when I grow up I can also be extraordinary. And I just cried. I wept on my smartphone, and I realized that I was doing nothing for that kid. For some reason, hearing it from a kid took me right back to being that 15-year-old, and I realized that if I would come out to be that openly gay outdoorsman for that kid, I could kind of also be that for 15-year-old Micah.
Micah decided to start visiting churches along his trip, and as he stepped onto the pulpit, he stepped out on faith, and he began sharing his story.
I don't have to keep doing this forever. Because there's good people that I've mentored that are going to be able to take this over and carry on. I might be able to rest at some point. I was just here, but it's all over the place. I feel that the whole world is on my shoulders. And that Mike is just going to be fine without me. Just tell the people in your life that you love them and you believe in them. That's what I did with Micah. I think that's mostly what I did. I believe in you, Mike, and I'm proud of you. That's it. I think he recognizes how important a man he is. So I think the mantle he's been given, he really can help change the world.
Micah Meyer is on a mission, and that mission is bringing him through North Mississippi.
And now he's on a brand new adventure running across the state of Minnesota. Minnesota man is preparing to bike across Oregon as part of a mission to make the outdoors more inclusive.
America is ready to let us be our real selves. We're going to make progress, and we are making progress. And he's got work to do. He has to work.
That was cool. That was rad. Reverb. Free reverb. I didn't hit the B5 on the first try, but I also wasn't really warmed up at all. And I skipped 2 verses in there to save us all time. I'm such a considerate doctor. I consider it diva. I learned from you.
Okay. We made it.
We made it.
Okay. You are all fellow Midwesterners. You should know that we do not do praise that well, and you should have stopped clapping and sat down sooner. Well, it is an honor to be here in many ways. It is Earth Month, and we are celebrating that, and it is a pleasure to be here with you for Earth Month, but it is a pleasure to be here with you physically, because at about 8:15 this morning, I was in downtown St. Paul on the interstate on I-94, and my back right tire decided to blow. And it has been an adventure making it here on time this morning, but that just goes to show you adventures can happen in any moment, at any time, any place. But I texted my sisters and I said, what do you think Dad would say about this? Because surely something similar had to have happened to him in all of his years of preaching. And we talked a little bit about impermanence and about living in the moment and about unexpected adventures. But by chance, are there any other ministers' kids here today? Anywhere? One in the corner? They're all happy that I'm standing behind a pulpit today during the sermon time on a Sunday morning in front of a congregation. In a Lutheran church, no less. Yes. Yeah. But something interesting I learned about on that National Parks journey is something I think we're experiencing a lot right now, and that is that our human nature is fear. Our human nature is anger, and our human nature, unfortunately, is often hate. And I felt that very acutely during my National Parks journey because I started it in 2016, in the summer of 2016, which was a federal election year, and I was traveling all around the country, and what was really interesting was I got 1,500 pieces of media coverage on that world record journey, 4 per week on average. And as I would travel to these states all around our country, I noticed that before or after my news story on the local news or next to my news story in the local paper was a story about how now in 2016 we were now a divided nation. We were a country of red states and blue states, of rural and urban, of rich and of poor, of black and of white. You pick the division, and all we could seem to talk about was how we were so different. We had all these different identities and demographics that drove us apart, and we were just never going to get along anymore as a country. Which was really weird for me to read because I was driving to those red and blue states in rural and urban places and meeting people who were rich and poor and black and white and all these different demographics and all these different identities that I had told made us so different, but what my lived experience was showing was that we were all far more similar than we understood. In fact, what I noticed was there was one thing, one common trait that every human being I met shared, regardless of their background. And that commonality was that everyone I met wanted to be loved by the people that were close to them and they cared about, and they wanted to be able to give them their love in return. And so I think it's interesting in a time now 10 years later to ask ourselves, are we known as humans for the things that we hate or for the things that we love? Following my National Parks journey, I thought about this a lot because I reflected on the thousands and thousands of messages I got, like the one from that kid, from people who said, I can't believe you went to all these parks. I just, as a lesbian, would never go out to those natural spaces. Or as a gay man, I left my small town for the safety of a big city, and I just never looked back, and I'm just so surprised you're doing that. And as I reflected more and more on all these messages I got from people, I thought, well, wouldn't it be nice if there was a symbol or a signal for LGBTQ plus people when you go to these places that are sort of outside of traditionally safe spaces so that people could know that they're safe with you, that if they meet you in the campground, they don't have to lie and say their boyfriend is their brother to feel safe that night. If there was a way that they could just know that you were an ally without having to ask. And so we've now come to the striptease portion of my sermon. Because the symbol you see on my shirt was my answer to that question of how can I help the world be known not for what they hate, by what they love instead. And so what's on my shirt is called the Outside Safe Space symbol, and it's something I made specifically for allies to be able to wear in outdoor, rural, and active spaces, to be known as an ally non-verbally, which we Minnesotans should love. You don't have to talk to a stranger. You can passive-aggressively tell them that you are Minnesota nice by seeing this symbol on your backpack or your shirt or your hat. And I'm excited to share with you that people resonated with that. And since launching this symbol in 2020 with a run across Minnesota, as you saw in the film, we have sold over 110,000 symbols that are all across America right now living out their mission. As of last fall, every single one of the 194 REI stores in the country started carrying our pins and stickers. And we were in about 60 national park gift shops until last year. They were all of our items were pulled from the shelves because they were deemed too diverse to be allowed to be sold on federal land. But that did not stop me. I am not giving up. And so I will be here on Saturday, May 16th. I think I'll be joining some of you at Rochester Pride. Yep. I'll be out there with a table with my pins and stickers and magnets and keychains and beanie hats and patches to give the people of Rochester a symbol that they can wear to let people know who they love and not who they hate. If you're curious about the meaning of the symbol, in the tree you have the rainbow flag, the trans flag, the bi flag. The tree trunk is inspired by the rainbow trees of Haleakala National Park. Anyone ever been to Maui? So they have these rainbow eucalyptus trees that when the bark falls off, they reveal colors of red, yellow, orange, and green naturally. So they call these rainbow trees. So the stem of the tree is designed after those rainbow trees in Haleakala National Park. And the colors of the trunk are every racial skin tone around the world to show that all these LGBTQ plus identities come in every race and ethnicity around the globe. And then for anyone who doesn't identify with the three flags in here, the entire tree is made up out of triangles, which is a traditional symbol of the LGBTQ plus community taken back when the Nazis labeled LGBTQ plus folks with an upside down pink triangle in concentration camps, and it's now a symbol that represents anyone in the LGBTQ family. And so the goal was that this tree could really represent anybody who wasn't straight or cisgender, but would provide straight and cisgender and allies of all kinds people a way to let folks know others who they love. But I'm excited to share with you that you don't have to wait until Rochester Pride to get those, because I've put them in my rental car, swapped them to the tow truck, and swapped them to the other rental car, and brought them here for you today. So yeah, if you want to be ahead of the curve and show up to Rochester Pride already sporting your Outside Safe Space items, they will be in the fellowship hall available for you after the service. Also, if you would like to find out what my favorite National Park Service site is after visiting them all, I've got cards out there with a map of my journey on the back and my face on the front, and that'll take you to my website where you can watch a 3-minute video that'll show you my favorite National Park Service site, the one that I think you and your friends and family should go to if you're looking for the perfect week-long vacation. 2 weekends, 5 days off work in the middle, you'll have the best time ever. And then if you enjoyed Canyon Chorus and want to watch it again, I have thousands of free postcards. Take as many as you'd like. On the back there are Mad Libs. So you can put like your favorite painter or automatopoeia and mail this off to somebody who you think might benefit from watching it, maybe an LGBTQ plus youth, maybe a queer religious person you know who's struggling, who could benefit from seeing a positive story. Or on the front it says official selection Banff World Tour, voted one of the best outdoor films of the year. So you could always just send it to your homophobic relative and maybe trick them into watching a story that teaches them empathy for other people. But if you did like that film, actually, the Saturday night of Rochester Pride at 7 p.m. at Tyrol Sports, I will be showing that film again, along with 3 of my other short films, and a teaser of my next film that I'm making, which was about running across the state of Mississippi dressed as a unicorn after my social media followers voted it the most homophobic state in America. So if you'd like to learn more about the film Misadventure, also at my table out there's a little QR code you can sign and learn about that. But Tyrol Sports, May 16th, 7 p.m. if you want to see some more films I've made beyond Canyon Chorus. But mostly today, I just want to leave you with a message that I found in our National Park Service sites. Because one of America's now 433 National Park Service sites spread across every state, territory, and District of Columbia is the Martin Luther King Jr. National Memorial in Washington, D.C. on the Mall. And in that memorial are 14 of MLK's quotes that are engraved in the stone for us to read and reflect upon. And one of them, I think, is very relevant to our own lives right now. It's relevant to the outside safe space, and it's relevant in the sense that as you leave this building and go out into the world today, a world that is starving for love, I invite you to ask yourself what you can do with your life, with your passions, with your interests, to help the world and ourselves be known not for what we hate, but for what we love. And MLK speaks very acutely to this because in that quote engraved in the stone, he says, "Darkness cannot overcome darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot overcome hate. Only love can do that." And so, to wrap up today's sermon, I'm going to leave you with a little song. You heard a bit of it in the film, Canyon Chorus, and the pianist and I did not get a chance to rehearse this morning. So you tell me where you want me to stand so we can see each other. Great, okay. This is a very impromptu performance of a song that you'll recognize from the film and by the lyrics in the song. And as I sing, I invite you to reflect on ways that you can provide love to the world.
Here's your shirt. So I invite you to take a breath of gratitude. To remember that joy is defiant. And persistent joy over millennia and over generations cuts the hard ground and creates channels and rivers of life. So I invite you to rise in body or spirit. Place a hand on your heart or toward the sky or earth in gratitude. If religion is to be anything, it is to be that which liberates us to our full flourishing. If spirituality is to be anything, it is to be the root and life that leads to that flourishing. May we be liberation for each other, for a more loving world. Amen.